Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Whitehawk 27 RV travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Start by arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking on your campsite. Only plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, beside your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power all the way on the rear back corner, and then your water connection is going to be just above that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Your unit is powered with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply raise up, lower down. Now should you lose power, under this rubber stopper, this hand crank will go up in there and get this up and down without power should you happen to lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now your unit's equipped with power stabilizing jacks. We're going to come up inside the unit. Come up to our control panel. J command here, touch the top button here, and that's going to light everything up. I'll go through this real quick to show you. There's a motors page, HVAC page, settings, your tanks, and water page. Now back to our motors page, if we bring our finger down here to select, that'll go through. So we're going to start by stabilizing jacks front. We're going to hit extend. As I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Put some jack pads down underneath these stabilizing feet. They're going to protect the feet from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. If you listen, you can hear when they're down. Just that quickly them came down. Repeat the process in the back. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Coming all the way back around to the back corner again. Big long 30 amp cord. Plugs right in here in the back. Goes in a little bit to the left and turn it to your right. Put your black washer on to lock that on. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer so you can plug into a 110. That'll be in your convenience pack. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. I always use this when putting fluid into your unit. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Come around to your campsite. To the right of your entry doorway is your hot water heater. Now we're doing at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug back in. Let's lift right off here. Get the drain plug back in there with plumber's tape, not putty. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, go ahead and turn that hose on. Once that hose has been on for a little while, go inside, open up your slides. Once your slides are open, go inside and open up all of your water taps. Get all your taps opened up. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Once the water is going through the lines, you'll know that your lines are full and that your hot water heater is full. Then you can turn that on from indoors. Now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna use city water. We're gonna dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we're gonna fill up our potable tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a button for your fresh water. Keep an eye on that. Once that's full, remove that hose, put that cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn your water pump when you hook up to the city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. I'm going to go ahead and continue walking you around the unit, starting here on the camp side. Again, our fresh water fill. It's a flue for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you are running it, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Access to the back of your fridge. A couple outdoor speakers. Little button you see next to your speaker up there. It's not an actual button. That's a temperature reader. Over here is a vent for your microwave. Hook a TV up here, clamp it on here, cable to 110 down here. Again, our hot water heater. Put that cap back on. Here's where you plug in your cable and satellite for your TV. Do you have a docking light? Help you be able to see your steps at night. Outdoor fridge. Lighting over here. Drawer. You're all prepped for a outdoor kitchen here. If you have a ladder, utilize it. Go up there and check the seams of your roof. Caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You also prep for a Furion backup camera. Device you can purchase at one part will fit on here, another part will fit on the dash of your tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Spare tire with a cover. Important to have that cover on there, keeps it from dry rotting. There's an outdoor shower and our low point drains. Back here on this corner, our black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tank. Cable and satellite hookup. Fresh water or city water inlet and our power. Again, that's where we'll dump our black tank. There's our gray tank handle. Storage is your slide here. Got a low point drain right here. This will be your freshwater drain. Hand crank is a manual override. Again, should you lose power, you can get these jacks up. Going the wrong way. You can get these up without having power. Light and your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Speaking of propane up front, your propane does have a cover and a regulator up front. Simply left your loosey to open. Turn that away, turn it back. Green will mean you've got gas. Again, your batteries. And that about covers everything out here. In your storage area here, you do have a table that you can take out. We'll take a look on the inside. Coming up in your unit, first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To our right up top, control panel. These are all going to be lighting, security porch light, and our awning lights. Down below that, back to our J Command. Now before I go any further, there is an app, BM Pro app from J Command. Put it on your phone. You can do a lot of these things from your phone outside. Touch the upper left to turn our lights on. We're going to go up to that awning. Back to motors. Just hit select to go up to your awning. On your awning, you're only going to want to run that out until you see that white flap and that brown bar. If you continue to hold that button down, that awning will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up back onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. As I'm running that in, I'll show you over here to your right. You have a choice of your water heater or fireplace. Make sure that's chosen as you're picking what you need. Coming down through select, again, our stabilizing jacks. We ran them down before. I'm just going to run them back up real quick. And our rear stabilizing jacks, as well as our front slide. Or our slide over here. Going back through these. Turn that AC on. You hear that? Go all the way through and shut that back off. Actually shut off quickly. This time I'm going to turn your heat on. Now we got to go up to, go back to that heat. Now we have to go up to set because it's 76 in here and I had it set low. Put it on 80. Now it kicks on. Now you see when I shut that off, go to furnace, pick through it off. It'll take a couple of minutes for that fan to cycle through before it actually shuts off. Next here is settings. You can pair your phone to it. Over here's where you check your tanks, fresh black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump and your water heater if hooked to electric or water heater if hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. And we're back to motors. Down here next to your kitchen area is your 110 with GFCI reset and your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you're out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, and you're going to be gone for the day and you don't want this to run your battery down, use that battery disconnect up front. Close the door and continue the tour. A little extension for your kitchen area here. Self-explanatory microwave, a fan, and a light above this cooktop that folds back to make a nice backsplash. Turn on your oven light, turn that to light, hit your spark. When your gas is on, these will light up. Same thing on the oven. No pilot light anymore. Turn this to light, hit your spark here, that will light it, and then turn it to the desired temperature. Rock your panel light down for an oven light. All electric fridge here, controls for that are right up here. TV, remotes are where they should be. Turn your TV on here real quick. When you get to the campsites, go into your menu, go to digital channel scan or auto channel scan and run a channel scan so that you'll pick up the local channels where you're at. Below that, television, or excuse me, your sound system. Dual zoned, indoors, outdoors, or both. AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, there's a timer. Get back to off. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, and you want to warm it up in here, turn the heat on this thing, and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Continuing around here, these are removable. Set them down into your cup holder and press down, and they will flatten out for you. There we go. Your other remotes in here for your sound system, your fireplace. These are just a parachute pull recliner, I call them. Take a parachute pull. The table will remove. off here. Remove your leg from there as well. You have storage under those. Lighting here. Your bathroom. Make sure that this is snapped open for travel. Another temperature reader. Come into the bathroom, turn some lights on. You also have a vent. There's hand crank to open. Head all the way back to our bedroom now. There's storage underneath. There's your J-port metal bar. Prep for a TV back here. Another hand crank power exhaust vent. There's a shade for your window. Accent lighting here with 110s or USBs, excuse me. That about covers everything on the inside. Your smoke alarms right there in the ceiling. Check like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. Get this extension. Let's start by putting that down. So coming to my main control panel, one thing I didn't mention are these buttons at the bottom of it. Number 1 is my interior lighting, 2 is exterior, 3 is both. There's another spot to turn on your water pump, and if you touch that temperature thing, it'll take you right back to your HVAC page. So number 1, hit that. That shuts off all my interior lighting except for accent lighting. So walk through my unit, shut off my little accent lights. Bathroom. All my lighting is off in the unit. Come back to my control panel, touch number 1 again. And say doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Come back to our motors page. Go down the slide. Hit retract. Again, we just made sure that nothing is in the way. I do want you to hear when the slide comes all the way in. That little noise right there is just telling you to stop bringing it in. It's in as far as it needs to go. Hit number 1, shut our lights off. Look outside at your awning light. If it's still on, touch number 2. That'll shut off all of your exterior. On the steps. Biggest thing you want to remember is make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Opening or closing it, otherwise this will catch on it. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn this handle. Now you may want to wait and lock that after you leave the dump station. You want to go in there and check your levels as you're dumping. Otherwise, if we are out boondocking, I'm going to come all the way to the front here. Open up this low point drain. That's going to be our freshwater drain. Bring up stabilizing jacks and head on home. For the campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be behind your tires, almost at the very rear of the unit, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull that black holding tank handle. Once it sounds like that's empty, go inside, check the black tank, make sure it's empty. If it is, leave that handle open. Grab your hose at the dump station, come on up here to this black tank flush. Put that hose in there and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that up. Make sure all that washout that you put in there has drained out. Then close that black handle and pull your gray handle. Now while my gray handle is draining, I like to go around, dump a low point drain. Once that's done, if we're done camping for the season, come back around to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, there's going to be hot water coming out of there. When that's done, put that back down, otherwise your door won't go back on. And then you can pull this drain plug. Once that gray tank's done, remove your hose. Come back here to your bumper and conveniently and sanitarily store your stinky slinky, as we like to call them, right there in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Whitehawk for many years to come. Happy camping.